You know, by and large, no one gets into a relationship thinking it'll end violently. On the contrary, many of us believe in happily ever after. But for too many, that bubble bursts in a descent into domestic violence.
Whether that's veterans issues, domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking. We try to help people live better lives and get out of what they're caught up in as soon as we can.
The Family Service Center understands a woman's dilemma when violence enters a relationship, and then a potentially deadly choice has to be made.
Locally, domestic violence is actually one of the major reasons that women and children end up being homeless.
Do you stay and risk injury or death, or leave and face an uncertain future?
Abusers, a lot of times, they'll control the purse strings or the finances of the home. So women don't have resources if they leave because they don't have the financial means to do that.
Maybe they haven't been allowed to work. They don't have any access to any of their financials. Again, there's also a lot of fear. Fear of the unknown, not having a good support system in place to be able to leave that situation. So those are some of the reasons that we see.
In a recent federal survey, 50% of U.S. cities cited domestic violence as the leading cause of homelessness among women. Another survey of homeless mothers around the country found that 1/4 had been physically abused in the past year, and almost all had experienced or witnessed domestic violence over their lifetimes. And sometimes that call in the middle of the night can come from law enforcement.
We have several different access points for survivors, whether that's they may call our 24-hour crisis line. One thing that's happened over the past couple of years is that the local law enforcement entities have implemented what's called a lethality assessment protocol. So what happens is if there is a domestic violence incident, the police officer or sheriff's deputy will do an assessment, and if the victim is at high risk of homicide or further abuse, they refer them right away to our safe house.
And then actually leaving the house can be the most dangerous moment.
There's a lot of factors why women are nervous to leave. That becomes the most dangerous point. When a survivor decides to leave that situation, that's when it becomes the most lethal for them.
It can almost seem like a spy thriller.
So it can be really complex. We want people to come in, but we're not going to go and pick up survivors at their homes. That can be dangerous for our staff as well. So we work really hard while we're on these calls to make a game plan and safety plan with these survivors on how to get to us.
Security is paramount when women are seeking refuge.
We take confidentiality very seriously at the Safe House. It's something that we talk to all of our clients about, our staff. It's a federal law as well, so we do take it very seriously, and we want people to know that their information is protected and that they have the greatest rights to privacy while they're there.
But sometimes caseworkers are confronted with the most troubling thing of all, when a woman actually wants to go back to her abuser.
There's other reasons for them wanting to return. They feel hopeless that they can't do this on their own. Maybe they're getting threats, and they feel like that's the safest thing that they can do for their family at that point. Again, it's very difficult to leave everything that you have and essentially become homeless.
Because sometimes the hell you know is preferable to an uncertain and unknown future, especially when that future appears to include joining the invisible.